Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and I want to say happy Thanksgiving to you. And I want to talk about all the things I'm thankful for in 2023 that are specific to Dungeons and Dragons. But before I get there, I actually want to say thank you very much. Just I want to give thanks for the general things in my life, the macro level, right? And I am very thankful for my God. I have a God who loves me. I love my God, and that has not changed, right? And I think this has been a challenging year for the Garibays, I think for everybody in America. It's been an extremely challenging year. And I have, and I don't take for granted that my God loves me and I love my God, and that has not changed, right? And the reason why I say that is we see people turn away. We see people turn away from church. We see people turn away from God Himself, and I'm very thankful that my God has never abandoned me in any way, and I'm thankful that my faith has persisted, even during trials. And sometimes I wish I had been stronger through those trials, but here I am. I still have a God who loves me, and I love my God. I'm thankful for my family, and again, it is astounding to me. These base things, right? We have to say thank you because I've seen these fall away. I've seen people literally say, "I'm gonna leave my family." Like you're like, what? Like, but it happens, right? Like it's just literally people break families in half. It's just I saw it this year. It's astounding, right? Like, so I'm so thankful that coming up on 32 years, me and my wife have been 32 years. And so I'm incredibly thankful for my beautiful wife, for my children, and our family's intact, and we have our health, and I'm incredibly thankful for all of that, right? And finally, I'm thankful for my friends, right? I'm incredibly blessed that when I call, there are people who pick up the phone, there are people who want to do activities together, including Dungeons and Dragons, and it's great, and I'm very thankful for the friends that I got to play. My biggest game in 2023 was an 11 session, beginning, middle, and end, with 7 different players, a full D&D campaign. It's really amazing, and I was very thankful for it, right? And so I am very thankful for my God, my family, and my friends. Let's talk about everything I'm thankful for that is specific to Dungeons and Dragons, because boy, are we in it. There is some fascinating things to be thankful for in with Dungeons and Dragons this year. It is truly astounding. I have never seen a year like this. I truly believe this is the most important year in Dungeons and Dragons history because of the challenges it faced and because of its unprecedented successes over those challenges and what defeating those challenges stated about the state of Dungeons and Dragons. So truly incredible. This year has been just fraught with incredible scandals for declared scandals, right? So people declaring scandals against Dungeons and Dragons, saying this is it, this is it, folks. This is where D&D finally falls, and my OSR or my indie can actually get some room to breathe. But none of it happened. In fact, Dungeons and Dragons emerges for 2023 stronger than ever, which is absolutely incredible. I was astounded what we really saw in 2023. So came out with the OGL crisis, then the Pinkerton crisis, right? The 30th anniversary Magic the Gathering crisis, right? Just all kinds of absolutely astounding, incredible declared scandals. The Spelljammer scandal, right? The Book of Many Things scandal. Just drumbeats of problems coming out. And so it opened this opportunity, and the reality is, what happened is Dungeons & Dragons stayed right where it was. It didn't lose a beat. It did not lose a single beat. It actually did this. It did the Creator Summit, which just brushed away the OGL crisis completely, right? It released this year. D&D released its SRD under Creative Commons, right? it saw the scandals and the declared scandals. I don't even think any of them were real, right? And it managed them. It actually did the work to engage with the internet, engage with Twitter, engage with YouTube, and manage the issues, open communication. And here's the biggest, and actually, give answers to the questions, but more than anything else, put a big old shut up on everything they were saying by never dropping a product, right? Never dropping the deployment schedule for a product. Some dates moved around a little bit, but this year we got an incredible amount of product, right? We got Dragonland. So we got Planescape, Phandelver, Book of Many Things, just product after product after product after product. Absolutely, and several I didn't even name, right? And in addition to that, we Dungeons and Dragons had successes, like incredible successes, right? Laron's Baldur's Gate 3 was a success not for Dungeons and Dragons, but a success for the entire video game industry. And literally is on best of the year game lists. It's astounding. Now this is going to get strange, but one of the things I'm thankful that Dungeons and Dragons persisted and defeated so many scandals, air quotes, right? And so much bad press from Twitter and from YouTube, and really emerged massively stronger than ever, right? And here's the biggest thing that I'm thankful for: others' failures, right? Like in this gap, MCDM's like, well, we're gonna do a game. Where's your game? It's not here. Who cares? Thanks, nice try, right? Who brought forward game? Oh, Critical Role. We got Daggerheart. We got Candela Obscura. Oh, don't worry about it. It's just copies of Blades. It's refried beans, Blades in the Dark. Nothing to see. Keep moving, people. Nothing. Like Candela Obscura, Polygon just panned it, in the reviews. This is nothing. You can ignore it. Unbelievable. And why do I need to be thankful for others? Tales of the Valiant, stillborn, nothing, right? And again, these are people who are like, there's this giant gap, right? Tabletop role-playing game, finally there's a moment for the OSRs and the indies to shine. Nothing, right? And why is that important? Why are the failures of these other companies so important? Well, it fights the narrative, right? That Twitter and YouTube continue, that literally hundreds of channels on both of them, right? Hundreds of posters on, maybe well over 1,000 posters on Twitter, well over 1,000 channels on YouTube. This narrative that persists that Dungeons and Dragons is just big because of its Dungeons and Dragons is just big because of its is only large because of its they persist in saying that Dungeons and Dragons is only large because of its name, but that's just not the case, right? The reality is Dungeons and Dragons is large for many reasons, and the biggest thing is quality and persistence of product, right? They consistently put out D&D canon hardbacks with amazing rules, amazing art, amazing writing, and amazing layout. And they do it on a drumbeat schedule, literally every 3 months, with innovation coming in these products. Absolutely astounding amount of innovation. It is truly incredible what they're able to do, right? And the reality is, MCDM failed to do it, and MCDM failed to put up anything of significance. Critical Role failed to put up anything of significance, and these are and Critical Role delivered product, and everybody's like, no, this is not quality, right? This isn't even original, right? And in addition, and Tales of the Valiant, people are like, are you kidding? This isn't even good Pathfinder, let alone a competitor for Dungeons and Dragons. And so the reality is, it really fights the narrative that Dungeons and Dragons is big because of its name. Dungeons and Dragons has a name because it started out and it's continuing, right? And it does work at a level that no other tabletop role-playing game company does. And so the reality is, I'm really thankful that Dungeons and Dragons overcame no less than half a dozen, maybe close to a dozen unique scandals. And the other thing I think that that this year does as well is we've had so many of these drumbeat scandals and so many reports of the death of Dungeons and Dragons and the end of Dungeons and Dragons, that I think we're finally at a point where people are like, maybe I don't click on that clickbait anymore, because the reality is they keep promising it, but it never happens. And my OSR and my indie never step up, right? And when they say that if only Dungeons and Dragons did this and only Dungeons and Dragons did that, that that they could be better than they are. And here was an opportunity, a real opportunity for companies to step into the gap, and nobody stepped into the gap, right? There were people who attempted it and fell back, right? And that's pretty incredible, right? And so, an incredible year. I'm incredibly thankful that Dungeons and Dragons overcame no less than half a dozen to a dozen unique scandals. There was so much false reporting of Dungeons and Dragons missteps, that now that I do think it's going to be harder and harder to sell that narrative. Now it's been defeated so many times. And then also, very strong proof, in my opinion, that Dungeons and Dragons is Dungeons and Dragons, and Dungeons and Dragons is number one, because it delivers quality on a drum beat rhythm and never misses, right? Never misses the macro level success. Sure, dates come here and there. They might do a recall, those kind of things. But that, even the recall on Book of Many Things, really just proved they have the ability to recall things. Like, it's not MCDM sending out stickers and saying, sticker up your book to fix mistakes we made. Like, it's astounding, right? So that's what I'm thankful for this year, and I'm thankful for witnessing one of the most epic years I've ever seen in Dungeons and Dragons history, and for Dungeons and Dragons coming out stronger, right? I'm also incredibly thankful for the official connection of Lego and Dungeons and Dragons IPs this year. That is just incredible. I was also incredibly thankful for Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, and not only seeing it in the theater, but being able to watch it whenever I wish on the streamers for free. It's astounding. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in your comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.